Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This weekend I was going to finish the install on my roof rack. If you watched my video last weekend, I put some paint protection film on my painted modular roof. And it turns out it takes 7 to 14 days for it to cure. I was going to go ahead and finish the install today, except the weather, well, it's not being very cooperative. It seems like Mother Nature's being a little bipolar this spring. So as being as cold and miserable as it is out today, I'm going to do a different video. And today we're going to talk about ForScanning your Ford vehicle. If you don't know what ForScan is, I did an in-depth video of it last year. I'll leave a link in the description. You can go check that out. But today I'm just going to do a quick rundown on some of the changes that I make to my Ford vehicle. Whether you have a 1990 F-150 or a brand new 2024 Heritage Edition Bronco like this one, ForScan is definitely one of the first mods that you want to do to your truck. So without wasting any more time, let's just dive right into it. As is the case, you'll need of course an approved OBD2 compliant communication device as well as a laptop for running the free software. Being a brand new 2024 Ford, and Ford always manages to change something from model year to model year, make sure you're running the latest release of ForScan for the best compatibility. Before making any extensive changes to my truck's modules, I like to hand write out the changes that I want to make, as well as have the Google Docs spreadsheet open for reference. One of the must-change parameters for any new Ford is the almost endless door ajar chime. The key ignition/ignition on chime. And of course, the exiting with the engine running double honk. With your ForScan software running, click the connection icon below to handshake with the vehicle, confirming the vehicle records. Once connection is made, the program will take an inventory of all the available modules. Once read, click on the chip icon to enter into the Configuration and Programming tab. The first change we're going to make is the seatbelt reminder chime. If you travel with dogs, you'll quickly realize that your pet will likely trigger the seat occupancy sensor and promptly elicit a seatbelt chime because the seatbelt is unbuckled. To make an edit to this specific function, we got to go into the instrument panel control module. Click the play button to begin reading the block data and OK the warning prompt that pops up. Before making any module data changes, it's always a good idea to back up the stock configuration. Click on Save All and give the file a unique name. I'll use the module name and add the word stock to the suffix. Click OK to save, and then we're safe to carry on. If you were to make any errors with the block data editing, restoring the saved module file will bail you out of any issues. So the block data we want to edit resides in the address 7200101. To disable both belt reminders, we need to enter a 0 for the third digit in the second block cell. Edit the cell, making sure to change just that one digit, then go ahead and write the data change to the module. Once the data is received by the module, you'll be asked to cycle the vehicle's ignition. After powering the Bronco back up, click OK on the prompt. Alternately, seeing as our next edit, the door ajar chime, resides in the same module and the same address block as the last one, you can make both edits to the respective lines and then write the data all in one go. Instead of the 720-0101, we're editing the 02 line. In this instance, we're modifying the second digit in the second cell to the number 2. A lot of the module blocks are grouped in pairs like this, and so being, you can make the data right after modifying either or both blocks. However, writing each line one at a time will allow you to test the change after cycling the ignition. For the next mod, we're going to disable the annoying pants double honk alert. Now we need to go into the body control module. This module controls just about every physical control and interaction between modules in the entire vehicle. Of course, make your backup file before proceeding. We're looking for the block 726-63-02, and we want to enter a 0 for the 4th digit in the first cell. Make the change and proceed with writing to the module. You'll be prompted once again to cycle the ignition. Disconnect from that module and go back into the Configuration and Programming tab. The next must-have program change we want to do is a global window open and close. And to start off, we want to access the driver's door module. It seems Ford, in its infinite wisdom, gave us North Americans the global open window option on our key fob, but somehow deemed us too irresponsible or careless to have the global window close. Well, we can fix that. Referencing the Google Doc once again, we see there are 2 addresses that need to be modified in each door module, as well as a few BCM edits. Scroll to the appropriate cell and make your change. In my Bronco, the second set of numbers were already enabled. Perhaps one block is for Windows Open and the other for Windows Close. Only Ford knows for sure. Write the module and again, cycle the ignition. Disconnect from the driver's door module and connect now to the passenger door module, or PDM. The dataset and edits are identical to the driver's side that we just made, but double check and verify the spreadsheet just to be safe. Once done with the editing, click on the right to effect the changes to the module, and by now you should know the drill. Cycle ignition off and on again. Now that both door modules are enabled for global opening and closing, we now need to edit the body control module to actually instruct the windows to function when the key fob is pressed. Connect once again to the BCM as-built module, and using the Google Docs as a reference, make the change to the 3 blocks that are required for the proper window function. In this particular example, I'm making all the edits to the module and then writing them all at once, instead of one at a time. Again, be sure to make a backup of the module before writing. Because of the multiple edits, we click on the button Write All this time to write all the module block data back into the module. Follow the confirmations, but do not, under any circumstances, cycle the ignition this time. Actually, I'm just kidding. Power off the Bronco and turn it back on again. Alright, on to the last modification, and this one is a must-have for the Bronco's weak audio system. This one requires us to go into the audio control module. It seems for whatever reason, Ford limited the frequency response of the modest 4-inch rear speakers to just the upper frequency band. Making this change to the module will give the rear speakers the same full EQ response as the front dash speakers, making a huge difference to the audio listening experience. Of course, make your module backup file before writing. Once written, follow the prompts yet again and cycle ignition, and then we're finished. Well, I hope you found this video informative and helpful. As with all my Ford vehicles, making these simple ForScan changes has always been the first modifications I've made. And in my opinion, these are some of the must-have changes you got to do. There are a myriad of other Bronco specific changes that you can make using ForScan, such as adding GOAT mode, tire speedo recalibration, which I did in a previous video. And if you're interested in more information on ForScan, like I mentioned earlier, last year I did a very in-depth look at the OBD2 and ForScan setup in the Ford vehicles. So hopefully next weekend, or maybe this week, the weather's a little better than it has been and I can get that roof rack finished. So stay tuned for that video, and as always, thanks for tuning in and thanks for your support. As always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you again on the next video.